to the news. A crime tracker alert. Metro police are investigating an overnight shooting in East Nashville that left a man injured. The shooting happened just after 7:30 on McClurkin Avenue. It's just off Gallatin Pike and east of Ellington Parkway. Metro police say a 51-year-old man was shot and taken to Vanderbilt with life-threatening injuries. Officers say 2 male suspects are believed to be responsible, although the motive for the shooting remains under investigation. Another crime tracker alert from Nashville, where the suspect in a deadly shooting from May is behind bars. Detectives arrested 32-year-old Eddie Newsom on Dickerson Pike Friday afternoon. Newsom is wanted for the fatal shooting of Tony Williams on May 10th. Williams' body was found by the side of Interstate 24 in South Nashville. We're hearing from the principal of the middle school after 11-year-old was the victim of a deadly shooting in Maury County. The girl is one of 3 people found dead at a home on Double Branch Road Friday morning. In a statement, the principal of Battle Creek Middle School said counselors would be available on Monday in the school library, and additional services will be provided for students when they return from fall break. News 2 was on the scene when the suspect in the triple homicide was brought back to Maury County. 22-year-old Nathaniel Pipkin was captured in Grundy County, and Pipkin answered self-defense when asked about the shooting by our crew. A Nashville woman is charged with felony arson 3 years after a house fire killed her 18-year-old daughter. It happened January 27, 2018 at a home on Islandia Drive near Percy Priest Lake. A grand jury indicted 44-year-old Jennifer Parker after investigators say they found an accelerant on the stairs of the home and an empty party church fuel bucket in the garage. Parker's friend LAQUITA Baker said she was shocked to hear her friend was charged with the crime and doesn't believe she would hurt her own child.
It's crazy. I can't believe this 3 years later, because like I've stated, they had so much evidence. Why 3 years later? I don't get that.
Parker is charged with felony aggravated arson and felony aggravated child endangerment. She remains in jail on a $200,000 bond. People paid a final salute to fallen Tennessee Sheriff's Deputy Matthew Locke. On Friday, people lined the streets in Savannah to pay their respects to Hardin County Deputy Locke. Deputy Locke was shot and killed in the line of duty last weekend. Yesterday, he was laid to rest. We have a link to a fund set up to benefit Locke's daughter, and that's at WKRN.com if you want to donate. As Nashville continues to grow, some people are demanding that steps be taken to make Dickerson Pike safer following several incidents involving pedestrians. Several Nashville residents say the intersection of Dickerson Road and Hart Lane is dangerous because of a lack of sidewalks and street lighting. According to the organization Walk Bike Nashville, there have been 22 pedestrian crashes between 2018 and 2021 at this intersection alone. 4 have been serious injuries and 5 fatalities. Most of these incidents happen at night.
Dickerson Road is dangerous. People done got hit several times. You know, these drivers ain't watching what they're going, and it ain't safe no more.
When you see that people year after year are being killed and seriously injured while walking, it indicates that there's an infrastructure problem.
To help prevent more accidents, a youth design team is building glow-in-the-dark crosswalks, creating more space for pedestrians. Walk Bike Nashville is hosting a tour of the area for people who want to see what improvements are needed the most. The group will be meeting tomorrow from 6 to 7 p.m. at Dickerson Road and Delway Drive. Following a crash in Christian County, Kentucky. According to WKDZ radio, it happened just after 3 p.m. Deputies say the victim was driving northbound on Greenville Road when her truck ran off the road and overturned in an embankment. The woman was flown to a Nashville hospital and is being treated for non-life-threatening injuries. The cause of the crash remains under investigation. Happening now, Murfreesboro investigators are asking for help after a man disappeared following his release from St. Thomas Rutherford Hospital. 68-year-old James Michael Spain hasn't been seen since Wednesday. He suffers from PTSD as well as several medical conditions. Spain reportedly hangs out around motels on Chafin Place. He's been entered into the NCIC database as a missing and endangered person. All right, guys, COVID-19 watch, and the 7-day average of new cases continues to tumble in Tennessee. The state health department says the number is about just over 3,200. For perspective, that number was about 7,600 2 weeks ago. It's a 59% drop during that time. COVID hospitalizations also continue to drop, with that number falling under 2,500 statewide. From our state capitol newsroom, lawmakers may take up COVID-19 mandates in the upcoming special session. Governor Bill Lee has called the General Assembly back to Nashville on October 18th to discuss incentives for the proposed Ford plant in West Tennessee. In a joint statement, Speaker Cameron Sexton and Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally say they have heard from Tennesseans about the impact of mandates and are working together to call it an additional special session after the Ford business is wrapped to discuss these issues. The primary piece of business will be that $5.6 billion investment that Ford plans to make in Tennessee to build electric vehicles and batteries. A number of states competed to win this project. We spoke to Michael Martinez of Automotive News, who learned from Ford's executive chairman what gave Tennessee a leg up.
Beyond that, beyond just the sheer size, he talked about the willingness of the Tennessee government to step in to handle things at the top level, with all the way up to the governor's office, to work hand in hand with them to get this done.
Ford executives also talked about the workforce in Tennessee and the state's plan to train and educate new automotive employees. President Biden has been speaking with members of his own party who have been holding up a vote on his proposed infrastructure bill. This comes after the speaker was forced to delay a vote on the infrastructure bill because of infighting between progressives and moderates within the Democratic Party. Progressives are demanding a vote on a $3.5 trillion bill that includes free community college for the first 2 years, child care assistance, and Medicare expansion before supporting the infrastructure bill. But Republicans say it would be wasteful to spend trillions of taxpayer dollars.
I feel positive. I mean, I really believe we're still going to deliver on both of these things.
At a time when we have high inflation, when we have a lot of trepidation in our economy in general.
On Friday, President Biden also made a trip to Capitol Hill to make the case for passing his agenda. The Titans are back on the road and will be taking on the Jets. Corey Curtis breaks down some of the key matchups the team will need to focus on to win their first home game of the season.
All right, on Sunday, we got the Titans taking on the New York Jets as they look to move to 3-1 this year, increase their lead in the AFC South. Let's look at a couple of the matchups that will determine who wins and who loses. A few years ago, the Jets made defensive tackle Quinnen Williams the 3rd pick of the draft. He had 7 sacks last year. He's already got 1.5 this year. So veteran guard Roger Saffold got to bring the A game because, as Mike Vrabel said, they're going to roll through the linemen, and Williams is going to be fresh most of this game. Next up, how about Harold Landry, number 58, getting after Zach Wilson? He's got Western Kentucky Hilltopper George Fant in front of him, and Fant has his hands full because Landry may only have 1 sack this year, but he has been extremely active. ESPN Next Gen Stats had him at 12 quarterback pressures last week. That is a staggering number. If Landry can win those one-on-one matchups, the Jets are going to have to account for him. We'll see if the Titans can get to 3-1. Taking on the New York Jets, they're about a touchdown favorite.
All right, coming up, the father of a Memphis teen who was the victim of a school shooting that happened earlier this week is speaking out. We'll tell you what he wants for the teen accused of shooting his son. And your weather forecast is coming up. A cold front's on the way. We've got showers and thunderstorms, and I'm going to talk about how this will impact your weekend when we return.